Every U.S. helicopter used in the Vietnam War. Vietnam was the first helicopter war. From the iconic Huey to the massive Chinook, these are the machines that changed combat forever. To kick things off, here is utility, troop transport, and slicks. Bell UH-1 Iroquois. This legendary bird became the symbol of the entire conflict. It carried troops into hot zones and evacuated the wounded. Most people simply knew it as the Huey. It was the backbone of air mobility operations. Sikorsky H-34 Choctaw Seahorse. This piston-engine veteran served both the Army and the Marines. Its tall profile made it easy to spot on the flight line. It was tough as nails and carried a heavy load through the humid jungle air. Piasecki CH-21 Shawnee. Known as the Flying Banana because of its distinctive curved shape, it was one of the first heavy-lift helicopters used in the theater. Its unusual appearance made it stand out, but the design was practical and effective. Despite looking strange, it proved reliable and got the job done during the early years of the war, moving troops and supplies where other aircraft could not. Sikorsky H-19 Chickasaw. A true pioneer of air mobility, it paved the way for future combat designs with its unique layout. Its engine was mounted in the nose, which was a very unusual feature for the time. Common HH-43 Husky. Distinctive with its intermeshing rotors, while primarily used for firefighting and local base rescue, it also saved downed air crews near airfields. Its unique rotor system gave it exceptional hovering stability. Piasecki HUP Retriever. This compact machine was built specifically for shipboard use. It rescued downed pilots from the water with great efficiency. Its small size allowed it to land on tiny decks without any trouble. Continuing with attack helicopters and gunships. Bell AH-1 Cobra, the world's first purpose-built attack helicopter. It was sleek, fast, and deadly. It provided vital fire support for troops on the ground from its incredibly narrow two-person cockpit. Boeing ACH-47 Chinook. Only a few of these heavily armed monsters were ever built. They were basically flying fortresses. They carried cannons and rocket pods to clear out landing zones for the transport birds. Bell UH-1C Huey gunship. Before the Cobra arrived, armed Hueys filled the attack role. They mounted machine guns and rockets on both sides. Ground troops appreciated their immediate fire support. Hughes OH-6 Loach armed variant. Some Loaches were fitted with miniguns for close air support. They flew low and fast, suppressing enemy positions. Their small size made them difficult targets. Continuing with observation, scout, and reconnaissance. Hughes OH-6 Cayuse. Pilots called this one the Loach. It was small, agile, and very hard for the enemy to hit. It scouted at low levels to find hidden positions in the dense trees. Bell OH-58 Kiowa. A reliable scout and observation platform. It worked closely with ground units to coordinate airstrikes. It was quiet and efficient in its reconnaissance role during the later years. Bell OH-34 Sioux. You might recognize this one from its famous bubble canopy. It was used for medical evacuations and spotting. It looked fragile but saved countless lives near the front lines. Hiller H-23 Raven. Another light observation craft from the early era. It served as a trainer and a scout. Its simple design made it easy to maintain even in harsh field conditions. Hughes TH-55 Osage. This tiny training helicopter taught thousands of pilots their first hovering lessons. It was cheap to operate and very forgiving of mistakes. Many Vietnam pilots learned to fly in this little machine. Moving on to heavy and medium lift cargo. Boeing's CH-47 Chinook. This tandem-rotor giant was the backbone of heavy lifting. It moved artillery, fuel, and supplies across the country. It is still in service today because it is so incredibly capable. Boeing Vertol CH-46 Sea Knight, the primary transport for the Marine Corps. It moved squads of Marines from ships to shore. Its dual rotors provided incredible stability in high winds and difficult weather. Sikorsky CH-57 Sea Stallion. A massive, heavy-lift machine used for the biggest jobs. It could recover downed aircraft or transport entire vehicles. It was a true beast in the air with immense power. Sikorsky CH-54 Tarhe.
This unusual-looking craft was essentially a flying crane. It had a skeletal frame designed to carry massive external loads. It could lift entire buildings or heavy equipment with ease. Pilots called it the Sky Crane. Sikorsky CH-37 Mojave, one of the last great piston-powered heavy lifters. Its twin engines were housed in huge pods on the sides. It was incredibly powerful for its time, but very loud on the move. It served in the early years before being replaced by turbine helicopters. Now let's look at combat search and rescue. Sikorsky HH-3 Jolly Green Giant. This was the primary search and rescue bird for the Air Force. It flew deep into enemy territory to pick up downed airmen. Its long range and armor made it a true lifesaver. Sikorsky HH-53 Super Jolly Green Giant, an even larger and more powerful rescue platform. It was equipped with refueling probes for very long-range missions. It could survive heavy ground fire while saving stranded crews. Common HH-43 Husky, also used for local crash rescue near airbases. It was often the first on scene when aircraft went down near friendly territory. Its intermeshing rotors allowed it to hover precisely over crash sites. Sikorsky SH-3 Sea King. While mostly used for anti-submarine warfare, it also performed vital search and rescue. It was big and reliable. It could even land on the water if the situation became desperate. Common UH-2 Sea Sprite, a versatile ship-based helicopter. It performed utility tasks and search missions for the Navy. Its compact design was perfect for landing on small cruiser and destroyer decks. Sikorsky HH-52 Sea Guard, an amphibious helicopter used by the Coast Guard. It played an important role in search and rescue missions near the coast and in the Gulf of Tonkin. Its boat-like hull allowed it to land on water and bob safely on the waves, making rescues possible in rough conditions. Up next, specialized, training, and civilian variants. Gyrodyne QH-50-. This was actually a remote-controlled drone. It was designed to drop torpedoes from ships to strike submarines. It was a very early example of unmanned aerial technology in a war zone. Bell 204. This was the civilian designation for the early Huey models. It saw service with various contractors and government agencies. It helped move supplies when military assets were stretched thin. Bell 205, a larger version of the civilian Huey. It offered more internal space and a more powerful engine for demanding missions. The expanded cabin allowed it to carry more passengers or cargo with ease. Sikorsky S-58. This was the civilian version of the Choctaw. It was used for construction and transport jobs by private companies. It proved that military designs could be very successful in the commercial world. Sikorsky S-61. The commercial version of the famous Sea King. It was widely used to move workers and cargo to offshore platforms and remote sites. Its strong lift capacity and roomy cabin made it well suited for demanding jobs. Hughes 500, the civilian variant of the Cayuse Scout. It was fast, light, and very maneuverable. Many were used by private groups and for specialized government tasks during the conflict. Boeing Vertol 107. This was the commercial counterpart to the Sea Knight. It served as a medium lift transport for various organizations. Its dual rotors made it excellent for carrying heavy cargo in tight spaces. Bell 47. This was one of the first helicopters ever certified for civilian use. Some military versions served in early Vietnam for training and light utility work. You might recognize its distinctive bubble canopy and exposed framework. Hiller H-23. The military training version of civilian Hiller designs. It taught basic helicopter skills to new pilots. Simple and reliable, it was perfect for learning the fundamentals of rotary wing flight. Now our last category is command, control, and special operations. Bell UH-1H Command Huey. Special variants were fitted with extra radios and map tables. Commanders used them as flying command posts. They coordinated operations from the air over the battlefield. Sikorsky VH-3 Sea King. This was the VIP transport used to move generals and dignitaries. It featured upgraded interiors and enhanced communications equipment. Sikorsky CH-37C. Some were converted for electronic warfare and special missions. They carried sensitive equipment for signals intelligence gathering along enemy borders.